The Dyson Sphere program is a game that takes automation to the next level. Not only can you fully conquer and strip mine a planet, but now you can take your logistics system interplanetary. So if you're ready to begin the Dyson Sphere program, then let's get started. The Dyson Sphere program adds in a lot of new aspects to automation games. First thing you'll notice is it's third person. We're going to click and hold down the mouse wheel to rotate and have a look around. You can also roll the mouse wheel in and out to zoom in and out, which will make it a lot easier once you start getting that mega factory up and running. If we look down here in the bottom right corner, we're going to see a lot of different buttons. We're going to start off slow and just take you through a few of the aspects that you need to know to start this game. There is a tutorial included with the Dyson Sphere program, but we're going to be using our tech tree to take us through step by step. So if I hover over here, I can just click directly on here, or you can even see the hotkey right there, T, to open the tech tree. This is your tech tree, and it is expansive and overwhelming. So we're not going to look too much into it right now. We're just going to look at the first thing that we need to do, which is electromagnetism. If we click on electromagnetism, you'll see what we need to complete it, and you'll see what it unlocks for us. So let's click activate, and then we can click T to close out. And now we'll see we need these right here, these magnetic coils. Your mech contains an internal replicator where you can make things while you work. So we can go down right here to open up our replicator, or we can click the hotkey F. Here's our inventory, so this is what we have, and this is our replicator, what we're making. So you can see we need to make these magnetic coils, which are right here. And if I click on them, it'll tell me what I need to make them and how many I can currently make right here. This number will tell you how many you'll make with each click, so I'm going to jack that up to 10 because we're going to be making a lot of these throughout the game. So I'm going to click this right now to make 5. So I've just unlocked my first step, and now I have wind turbines, Tesla towers, which are basically going to be my electrical lines, and miners. And we know these automation games are all about mining, so let's get to it. Down here is your construction bar, so you can see all the different things I can unlock. Right now I'm going to go to gathering, which I can use the hotkey 2 as well to open up, and then see if I can make myself a miner with F1. Now, when I open that, it'll go into construct mode. One of the things to take into consideration is the curvature of the planets. So you can see this building grid curves with the size of the planet. Now, as long as you're near the equator, it's not a big deal. But as we start getting closer to the poles, you're going to see some weird things are going to start happening. So I want to take a look for my minerals right here. So I have some iron ore right to my left right there. I'm going to click R to rotate and set this up. I want to cover as many of these iron nodes as possible. So I'm going to put it right here, and I'll send out my little drone, and it will construct it for me. Now I currently have no power, so let's get some power running to this. I'm going to go to my power tab and open up my wind turbine. So wind turbine goes right next to it right there. And now I got wind power achievement, and my mining machine is up and running. So this is going to start collecting iron ore for me, and I can click on it, see how much it's collecting per minute, how much energy it's taking. Again, a lot of data, a lot of information. Don't get too overwhelmed with this. The basics are the basics. So we got our iron being produced. We're good to go. So I'm going to collect some of this. And I know the other material that I'm going to want a lot of is copper to start off with. So if I cruise around a little bit, I will see here's a copper node right here. And I don't believe I have another mining machine in my... I'm going to open up my inventory here, and you can see no other mining machine. So I'm going to need to make one. So I go right into my replicator, down to mining machine. Now this, I don't want to make too many at once because I don't want to use up all of my very limited resources right now. So I'm going to keep it to 1, and I'm just going to make 1 more of these. What's really nice about the replicator in this is you do not need to build all the basic components. So if you have iron ore, it will automatically smelt ingots for you. It will turn them into circuit boards, whatever you need to create your final products. So you can create a lot of final products from raw materials, which is a huge help when you get later into the game. Let's get another miner here and line it up over my copper. And just like the last one, we're going to need some power. Do I have enough? I do not have enough for that. So let's make another wind turbine as well. And again, I'm just keeping it to 1 right now. I don't want to make too many of these and then get myself stuck with 20 wind turbines and no resources. So I got 1 wind turbine. You can see it checks with me right there. I did complete my wind turbine, put that up. And there's copper and iron fully automated. All right, so let's move on to our next part of the research. So I'm going to open up my tech tree with the T hotkey, and you can see some of the first upgrades that I can make. One of the first things that I'm going to want to do is get my conveyor belt system up and running. So I'm going to activate that. You'll see it goes right up there. And then I'm going to move on to the next one because I can actually queue these up together, and that is metallurgy. So I'm going to be able to forge iron ingots and copper ingots because the raw copper and iron are not going to do much for me throughout this game. So I'm going to put that in as well, and then you can see it queued it up right there, and it'll show me what I need for that. Now, to start this off, very simply, these ones I'm going to be crafting manually. So I'm going to open up my replicator with F. You can see it right down here. And let's start making some of these components. So I need 10 gears. Jump this up to 10. You can see I could make 100, but I don't want to waste all that material or all that time. So we'll make 10 of those. And then 10 chips. And we'll get that process going. All right, so we got our conveyor belt system all programmed for us there. We are good to go on that. So we're going to start getting to work on some conveyor belts. And we have our next research up here. So I'm going to get ready for that. Grab some more materials here. And let's get that up and running. Wrong button. So we got our smelter up and running. Let's start automating some of our ingots. We're going to go into the replicator. We're going to go to buildings, and we are going to manually construct some conveyor belts. Again, conveyor belts you want a lot of, and they are made up of solely iron. So all you need is raw iron, and you can make conveyor belts. So I'm going to make as many of those as I can. And then we can let that process run for a little while here. The next major component that we're going to need is going to be stone. So I'm going to take a look. We're going to zoom out here, and we're going to take a look around. It is nighttime right now, which hurts me, but here's some stone right over here. All right, now that we got our conveyor belts starting to pop out over here, we're going to start building our logistics system. So I'm going to go down to logistics right here and choose my conveyor belt. To place your conveyor belts, you're going to want to click on where you start it from. So you can, the little dot will disappear into here. And I'm just going to bring this conveyor belt straight out, nice and simple. And then do one for copper as well. Now you can see our conveyor belts are full of material. I can click on the conveyor belt not only to see what's on it, but also if I want to grab the parts directly off it, I can just click right here and grab as many as I want. The reason we grabbed that stone was to make some smelters. So I'm going to click on my arc smelter right here, and you can see all the components that it needs. It does need this stone brick, so you need stone to do that. You can't make it without the stone. So I'm going to go ahead and make 2 of these. And then we're going to place them to turn our copper and our iron into copper and iron ingots, because the raw materials themselves are not that useful unless I have my own replicator. My first smelter I'm going to put right next to my copper, and then I'm going to get a sorter, which you do start out with a few of these. So click on the sorter. Now the sorter is actually what's going to put the material into the smelter. So I'm going to click on the conveyor belt and put it into the smelter. Now I need to set up my recipes. So I click on the smelter, go to recipe, and it's going to be making iron ingots for me. And this is going to be making copper ingots. Let's get some power running to these. I'm going to put up my next 2 wind turbines, so that not only do I get more power, but it'll also extend the power directly to these, and then they'll get up and running. You can see it starts to fill up with iron ingots. Now that we've automated iron and copper ingots, we can begin exploring the tech tree and taking our own path down which technologies we'd like to unlock first. Once you begin dominating this planet, you can unlock the ability to blast off into space and start colonizing the entire star system. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to like and subscribe and check out all the other videos on the Black Rocket YouTube channel and check out blackrocket.com.